everyone, welcome back to this series where we are talking about all things anti-inflammatory. I know in past videos in this series we've already spoken about the spices for inflammation and the foods, but now let's take all of that knowledge and put it into some meals, some delicious anti-inflammatory meals from breakfast, lunch to dinner. At some point in our lives, every single one of us is going to come into contact with inflammation in the body, whether it's from what we're eating, our environment, or the stress that we go through every single day. And so the aim of this is to help you to reduce the inflammation through the food that you're eating. So let's get into it and let's make these delicious meals. I'm going to give you two different options. We have a green smoothie bowl with kale and pineapple, avocado, and then we have a berry smoothie. It's rich in blueberries and strawberries, and both are great options for your morning meal. We're going to start off by taking the leaves off the kale. The stems can be quite tough, and so I don't like to put them into smoothies. Into the blender, add in your kale, pineapple, avocado, almond milk, and a big dollop of almond butter. Go. It should be a nice thick and creamy texture like this. But if you want to make it into a drinkable smoothie, you can just add a little bit of extra milk. Today I've added some fresh coconut chunks and some hemp seeds for a little extra protein, and pistachio butter drizzle. For the berry smoothie, you're going to add half an avocado, and then I get this antioxidant berry mix, but you can add in whatever berries you have. Whole almonds, some almond milk, some protein powder. Blend it up till it is silky smooth. Again, you can top with your favorite toppings in a bowl, or you can drink it just like that. So now let's move on to lunch. For lunch, I'm going to show you how to make this delicious rainbow salad. It is colorful and vibrant and packed with spices. It has the perfect balance of your healthy fats, your plant-based proteins, and your green leafy veg. So first I'm going to start off by ripping off the kale leaves from the stem. I like to chop my leaves up and my kale up very small. Massaging the kale with olive oil helps to break it down so that it's easier to digest, and it makes the texture a bit softer for when you're chewing it. Let's marinate our tofu and get it in the oven. I usually press my tofu with some paper towels. Helps to get all the liquid out, which means that there's more space in the tofu to take up all the flavor of the marinade. I'm going to chop it up into little cubes. For the marinade, I add avocado oil, some curry powder. You can add in herbs or any other spices that you like, a little black pepper, and a little bit of soy sauce, and some nutritional yeast. And mix it up. Add the tofu into a bowl and then pour over the marinade. I like to bake mine in the air fryer. It makes them crispier and cooks a lot faster too. Spread them out so there's not one piece on top of another. That way they get an even bake. I'm going to chop up the cabbage next. I also like to keep this finely shredded. Now, if you don't want to do it by hand, if you don't have great knife skills, I'm still working on mine too, you can use a mandolin, or you can also grate it. For the fennel, I am going to use my mandolin because I find it a little bit tricky to keep the fennel fine. There are so many colors in this salad. Every single vegetable that is a different color has different antioxidants and different vitamins and minerals. So that's why it's so important to eat the rainbow, and when you're shopping, get yourself all the different colored veggies. I like adding in these pepperoncini peppers. They are so tangy, so pretty, and they just add something to everything. While the tofu is cooling down, we're gonna make up the dressing. So in this jar, I already have some lemon juice, and we're gonna be making a turmeric tahini lemon dressing. So I'm gonna add in some tahini into the lemon. Tahini has amazing healthy fats in there, and it's such an easy way to get a rich and creamy dressing without having to use too much oil. Add in the turmeric now. We have to accompany turmeric with black pepper. Black pepper actually helps to activate the turmeric and makes it more effective and available to your body. And then mixing both of them into a healthy fat actually helps with the absorption into your bloodstream. We're gonna add in some agave for sweetness. I always find the perfect balance of a dressing is when you have sweet, sour, and salty all in there. Give it a good shake. Usually tahini makes things quite thick, so I like to add a little bit of water into it too. So this is perfect for when you want to meal prep. Now, when you're ready to serve or you're ready to eat it, take out your portion that you want, Add on your tofu pieces. Having a good dressing in your fridge makes everything better. Like, it doesn't just make salads better, it makes a salad. And if you're feeling really fancy and a bit cheeky, you can add on a little crumble of feta too. Your anti-inflammatory rainbow salad with all the goodness that you need. So this is a little bonus that you can add onto your salad. I just love keeping these popcorn pumpkin seeds in my cupboard because they're so useful to pop onto salads, into your soups, honestly onto anything. Sometimes I'll just snack on them throughout the day. Pour in your pumpkin seeds into a pan. We're gonna lightly toast them first. A small amount of avocado oil on top. Keep it on a low heat because you don't want them to burn. As soon as they're just about right, they will start puffing up and you'll hear little popping sounds. You can use any dried herbs or seasoning that you want. I like to keep it simple and just put some nutritional yeast and salt. Now, whenever I'm short of time, but I want to make a nutritious meal, my go-to is a curry. I grew up eating it and it's just one of my favorite soothing, comforting meals. I'm going to peel the potato first. You can keep the skin on. I know they say there's a lot of fiber in it. I do agree, but I also don't love it. I usually slice it and then dice it. With the spinach, you don't really need to chop it, but sometimes I like to chop it roughly. Chop, chop, chop. And we're good. Chop all of this up on a Sunday, and honestly, it will take you just the cook time, which is probably about 20 minutes. All you then have to do is add in the spices and the coconut milk, and you're good. This recipe is actually in my cookbook, Joyful. So definitely check out my book if you want more recipes just like this. Green chili for a bit of spice. Thai green chilies are the least inflammatory chilies. So instead of using red chilies, trying to get some Thai green chilies. Ginger and turmeric together are like a match made in heaven. They are such a great anti-inflammatory couple. Both of them are so rich in antioxidants, and then pair them with some spices. The way to know whether your oil is ready for sauteing is throw in a couple of seeds, just like this. And if it starts to sizzle, it means it's ready. You can tell right now, it's not ready. There's no popping going on. As soon as you see that start to sizzle, that's when you know it's time to throw in all your spices. So we have cumin, mustard seeds, a whole bunch of curry leaves, our green chili, and our ginger. Our oil is just about ready, and we're gonna throw in our spices. Once you've sauteed your spices and you smell all that goodness, we're gonna add in our veggies. So I'm gonna add in the sweet potatoes first. Sometimes with green beans, people like to blanch them quickly or boil them for a little bit. I actually quite like keeping them crunchy, so I kind of just put them right in at the same time as the sweet potato. So I haven't added in the spinach just yet because spinach you can add in last minute. It doesn't need much time to cook. So I'm gonna add in a bit of water and let this cook, and then we'll add in the coconut milk after. Add in your salt here. Salt actually helps your veggies to break down and to cook, and so adding in salt at the beginning of the cook time is very important. So we're going to pop the lid on and let that cook till they're soft and juicy. This looks just about done, ready to add in the rest of our ingredients. Coconut milk. If you want a lower fat option, you can always use yogurt. I sometimes do that, or a mixture of coconut milk and then yogurt. I'm going to make the full fat version today. We're going to add in our powdered spices. So I'm using garam masala and our trusted turmeric. I'm going to add in the spinach now, and then we're just going to cover up for a couple more minutes to let it all cook together. Are you ready? Ooh, look at that. That is beautiful. Now, if you want to, you can add in some chickpeas into this too to make it a little bit more hearty. Now I'm gonna add in a little bit of lemon. To garnish, I'd probably add some cilantro leaves. And what are you gonna eat it with? Let me show you. Here's something I prepared earlier. I've got rice and quinoa. Now I actually love to do a mix of rice and quinoa together. So I'll usually add one to the other and mix it up. Or you can have it just with rice or just with quinoa, depending on how you're feeling. So our day of food comes to an end, and I hope this has shown you just how easy it can be to have anti-inflammatory meals throughout the day. Really and truly, it's all just about variety. Having a variety of fruits and vegetables, having a variety of spices and herbs, and making sure that there is color on your plate. I want to give you a bonus recipe, a chutney. I have this in my fridge no matter what. Start off with a big bunch of cilantro, adding in some lemon juice. I leave the stems on. Stems are where most of the flavor for cilantro are, or any herb. Some dates for sweetness, a little chili for spice, some cashews, it makes it really nice and creamy. Some salt. Curry leaves are optional. I love the flavor of them in this, so I often add them, but it tastes just as good without them. And you blend it till it's silky smooth. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, if you love this video, I would appreciate if you could do a little thumbs up at the bottom. Have a great day and see you next time.